Five Nights at Freddy's is one of the biggest gaming franchises on the planet, which made myself and many others, ironically or not, want some sort of representation from the series in Smash Bros. Ultimate. We sadly didn't get our wish this time around, unless they decide to do one of those dumb spirit event things that add just one extra spirit for no reason at all just to throw off the perfect shit. Anyway, I still think there's hope for something from this series to eventually make it to Smash. Heck, I don't even think it's too far-fetched for someone to even make it on the roster, but that's a discussion for a different day. Spirits, though, seem like the by far most likely way for them to come in. For those who don't know, these are battles using Smash's existing roster of characters, stages, and items to create a battle representing a certain fighter. So since I'm a decently big Five Nights at Freddy's fan, I thought it'd be a good idea to make my own spirit battles for every single Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic. This is the third video in my Spirit series, but unlike the Minecraft and Pokemon one, this is our first to be based on a franchise that is not represented in Smash at all. That means we're basically starting from scratch, and over the course of the Five Nights at Freddy's series, there have been quite a few animatronic characters. What counts can be a bit ambiguous, so my rules to qualify for this video are that the animatronic has to be able to kill you, or be adjustable in a custom night. I also won't be including any characters exclusively in FNAF World or the book, since I know nothing about either of those and this video is already long enough as is. This will only be taking characters from Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, and Security Breach. Taking all these rules into account, along with me making extra battles for a few characters that fell outside of those guidelines, we have 89 spirit battles to make, so hopefully that's enough for you all. As always, I'll try to get my footage as close as possible to my custom spirit battle. However, there are some conditions I can't perfectly recreate, so use your imaginations. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe. At 100k, I'll be ranking every moon in Mario Odyssey, and let's jump right into the characters from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. So of course, we gotta start out with the main man himself, Freddy Fazbear. I probably should have mentioned this at the start, but I'll be allowing DLC characters and stages since this is all just hypothetical for the next Smash game. With that said, yeah, 90% of this video is going to be Banjo. Okay, well not 90%, but the FNAF series has a lot of variations of Freddy, and since Banjo is the only bear on the roster, he gets to represent most of them. His first ult works well for the original Freddy. Now for the stage, honestly I think the stages were by far the most challenging part of this video. I didn't want to just throw them all on Luigi's Mansion, so choosing stages was a bit tricky. Most of the characters from the same game will share the same stages since they're all obviously in the same location. There will be some exceptions, but that's generally what you can expect. From Freddy, I chose a Mega Boxing Ring as it reminds me of that one small stage animation that goes with the first game. Now the most interesting part of any spirit battle are the conditions. First off, after a while the Nightmare Assist trophy will spawn. No, not that nightmare, this nightmare. This makes the screen go completely black, which would of course be a reference to the power going out in the first game. Now the other condition could realistically go with probably half of these characters, but to make each of the battles more unique, I'll only be putting it on certain fights. This condition would be survive until the time runs out, being an obvious reference to the gameplay of the first few FNAF titles. I chose to give it to Freddy since A, he's obviously the main character, and B, he's the one you'll be truly facing down in the final seconds of any night as you pray that Freddy keeps playing his music box. That's everything for this battle. He'd be an ace or 3-star spirit. Bunny was a hard one, as he's one of the main characters, but there isn't really a bunny character on the Smash roster. Luckily, there is a bunny hood item, so that meant we could choose nearly anyone we wanted to, so I settled on Lucario. Sure, there are a few other options, however his colors, despite them being pretty terrible, line up perfectly with most of the Bonnie incarnations. For the original Bonnie, Lucario will be in his default ult. Since he's pretty basic in the first game, I'm not going to add any special conditions here. The stage is the same as Freddy, and he'd be an advanced or 2-star spirit. For Chica, I decided a yellow King K. Rool fit best. It works especially well for some of the later incarnations, but as for the first, you could just imagine his long alligator face as her beak. Chica does get a special condition unlike Bonnie, where the only items that can spawn here are food items, since Chica's whole gimmick is let's eat. The stage is also a Mega Boxing Ring, and she'd be another advanced spirit. Foxy was definitely the easiest of the main four. Since there's a character on the Smash roster named Fox, choosing the character was pretty easy. So anyways, I chose Wolf. Fox here would be given increased speed to reference Foxy being the one to run at the player in the first game. Fox is already pretty fast, so this battle will be pretty hard to keep up with. While there aren't any other new conditions, you may have noticed that we do indeed have a change in scenery. Since Foxy is obviously a pirate, I decided to make his stage pirate ship. This is an advanced spirit. And now we've hit our first major player in the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, Golden Freddy. Always found it funny how Freddy himself wasn't important at all until Security Breach, but anyways, Golden Freddy is of course more of an Easter egg in the first game. However, he can absolutely still kill you, so he obviously qualifies. Being another form of Freddy, Banjo will also be used to represent him, though this time in his yellow ult. You won't be able to see that color change though, as the Banjo will be given the golden effect for the entire battle, which powers up its attacks. On top of that though, I'm also going to be giving it even more power to make getting hit by him even once incredibly deadly. To counteract this a bit, Golden Freddy will prefer not moving, to reference him staying still in the first game. Every once in a while though, he'll be given invisibility to reference Golden Freddy's ghost-like attributes. I think that covers all of the conditions. The stage would be a new one once again in Omega Norfair. This isn't a reference to FNAF 1, but rather Ultimate Custom Night, where it's strongly implied that the vengeful spirit of Golden Freddy is running William Afton's hell. Until he beats 50-20 mode and Golden Freddy cries about it. Due to being such a prominent character, he's obviously a legendary or 4-star spirit. Now you may think that's the last Five Nights at Freddy's 1 character, but nope, due to Ultimate Custom Night, we also have to remember to include Phone Guy, since I did say one of the conditions for entry is being adjustable in a custom night. Since he's human, well, I guess we never see him, but anyway, I decided to make Luigi represent him. I gave him his purple ult to represent the security guard outfit, and he'd also spend the entire battle running away. The only condition for this fight is beating him before the time limit, basically the inverse of the Freddy fight since you are now trying to kill the security guard. The stage would be Midgar since it loosely resembles a security office, and he'd be a novice spirit. On to my favorite FNAF game, FNAF 2. The main 4 animatronics have now become withered. Or they were withered, this is a prequel. Well anyways, since these are the exact same 4 animatronics as the last game, their fights will be pretty similar. For Withered Freddy, he'll once again be Banjo in his first ult, though this time he won't use the Nightmare Assist trophy and it'll just be a standard stock battle, as Withered Freddy doesn't correlate to power at all. The stage will also be changed to Omega Midgard to represent the parts and service area occupied by the Withered animatronic, since they obviously wouldn't be on the stage in this state. This would be an advanced spirit. Withered Bonnie is once again Lucario, though this time in his 6th ult to represent the minor deterioration. Sadly, there's no Lucario with a missing face. He'll also have a bunny hood once again, but other than that, it's the same stage as Withered Freddy and is an advanced spirit. Withered Chica actually receives a few changes that aren't just to the stage. First off, she's still yellow K-Rool. In fact, Withered Chica is one of the reasons I picked K-Rool to represent the Chica line. I mean, K-Rool has scary teeth, Withered Chica has scary teeth, Withered Chica is fat, K-Rool is fat, K-Rool has a bulbous eye, Withered Chica has seen everything, it's perfect. Speaking of her being fat, K-Rool will be slow and have super armor to represent it. K-Rool being slow is also a reference to how she can get stuck in the vent in Ultimate Custom Night. This is once again on Omega Midgar with the only items being food, and this is an advanced spirit. Withered Foxy... oh, that image kinda sucks. We got a better one? Yeah, that's epic. Anyway, Withered Foxy has a major role in FNAF 2, being one of the few animatronics not tricked by the mask, requiring the player to stun him with the flashlight. For that reason, a lot of the gameplay centers around him and another animatronic we'll get to later. First off, everything carries over from the previous Foxy fight, Orange Fox with increased speed on Pirate Ship. However, this time the only item that spawns is Deku Nuts, to represent him needing to be stunned. Additionally, he'll also have increased attack power, and this will act like Freddy's first battle where you have to survive until the timer expires. Due to the large role played by Withered Foxy, he'll take a step up and become an ace spirit. Balloon Boy is our first humanoid animatronic and was also one of the easiest characters to make a battle for. Villager fits him perfectly for several reasons. 1, they look fairly similar, 2, Villager's up special uses balloons, and 3, Balloon Boy is known for stealing the player's batteries, and what does Villager do in Smash? That's right, steal other people's projectiles. So of course, he'll primarily use neutral special and up special during the fight. However, he'll also have a girl Villager teammate who does the same thing to represent JJ. Finally, the stage would be Living Room with the blocks disabled, as it's bright and colorful like the FNAF 2 location, so I thought it was best. They would be a novice. Toy Freddy is another form of Freddy, so you're up, Banjo. This time he'll be in his 4th ult to match Toy Freddy's slightly more red design. There aren't any other special conditions, however I thought it'd be funny to have this fight take place on Gamer to represent Toy Freddy becoming a gamer in Ultimate Custom Night. Anyways, this is also a novice. Toy Bonnie is light blue Lucario with a bunny hood on Living Room, making him a novice. Toy Chica is interesting. While being another form of Chica, she isn't quite as fat as the others, so I'm switching the character to be Falco in this 2nd ult here. Other than that, this also takes place on Living Room with food being the only item, and this is also another novice. Luckily, the last toy animatronic Mangle is a little bit more interesting than the others. While being a new form of Foxy, I don't think it would make sense for Fox to be the fighter here, so I chose Dalmatian Duck Hunt instead. This works surprisingly well. There's even a theory going around that Mangle is possessed by the spirit of a dog, and I didn't realize this before, but now I'm 90% sure the second head is supposed to be a parrot. Due to Mangle being, just a little destroyed, Duck Hunt will be given the metal effect to represent the exposed endoskeleton. This would take place on Omega Midgar and would be an advanced spirit. Now, I'm not sure if most people would expect me to make a separate battle for this guy, but Withered Golden Freddy is up next. I have never heard anyone refer to it by that name, but that's what I'm going to be calling him for now. He'll also be Banjo in his 6th ult, however this time he won't be gold as to represent his withered appearance. He will still be granted random invisibility, but since Golden Freddy does actually move its head in FNAF 2, he'll be able to move whenever he wants. This would take place on Omega Norfair for the same reason the original Golden Freddy does, and it'd be an ace spirit. Now we have what may be my favorite animatronic in the series, the Puppet. I've always been a fan of its mechanics in-game, and its design is phenomenal as well. It's also one of the main characters in the storyline, being the one to give life to many of the animatronics. I was really scared I wasn't going to be able to find a suitable character for it, due to how unique it looks, but Enderman works perfectly here. During this fight, it would be made bigger due to how tall the puppet is, and it'd have low gravity since the puppet generally floats around. except for the one time it stood in the FNAF 3 hallway. The puppet would be given increased speed, as once it's out of the music box, it will quickly reach the office. I decided to make this another one that has the survive until the timer runs out condition, but I also wanted to make it even more difficult. So this would be a stamina battle where if you get hit even once, you die. I also thought it'd be fun if the only way items would spawn would be through the party ball to represent the prize corner the puppet is located in. Speaking of location, this will take place on 4 side, as it represents the dark outside the pizzeria where Henry's daughter was killed by William and became the puppet. With how many conditions there are and how important the puppet is to the story, I'm sure you all can guess, this is a legendary spirit. Now that would normally be the end of FNAF 2, however there are 2 other Easter egg characters that I felt were important enough to mention, Shadow Bonnie and Shadow Freddy. Yeah, sorry Paper Pals fans, I'm not covering them. Shadow Bonnie, or sorry I guess I should use its real name, he'll be a gray Lucario with the bunny hood, however it'll also have low gravity since it floats around like the puppet. It will occasionally become invisible since it is a shadow. In Ultimate Custom Night, its gimmick was making the whole office dark, so the Nightmare Assist trophy would also spawn during this fight. I decided to put it on a darker stage as well, in this case Unova Pokemon League, and this would be an Ace Spirit. Shadow Freddy is much less relevant than Shadow Bonnie, but regardless he'll be Banjo in his Black Alt and randomly get invisibility. The stage would be Omega Midgar since he is found in the same place as the Withered animatronics, and he'd be an Advanced Spirit. Now since I'm not going to have another chance to make spirits based on the Five Nights at Freddy series, I decided that it'd be wrong of me to not include some important non-animatronic characters. So up next, we have
Purple Guy!
This was incredibly easy as I've joked several times in the past that Joker's purple alts fit William super well. I mean, he even uses a gun and a knife, it's just too perfect. I decided to give attacks using those weapons increased power to make this fight more difficult. I also placed it on Omega Newport City. Not only is the color scheme purple, but the background also fits the 2D minigames where we actually see the man. Plus, it's sort of like a city where William could have placed one of the pizzerias. Now, I'm only going to be making William Afton an ace, as there's a certain other form of him that I think makes more sense to be the legendary one, so let's jump right into FNAF 3. Springtrap is William's alter ego, and I think there are 2 choices for the fighter here. You could use Green Lucario and just say the pink stuff is Purple Guy's guts spilling out or something, or you can do what I did and make the fight against a yellow Joker with a bunny hood. This would better connect Springtrap to William Afton. He'll also be made gold in this fight along with having the increased power from the last match. As for the stage, I think Reset Bomb Forest fits Five Nights at Freddy's 3's aesthetic best, so all the characters from there will have their fights take place on one variant of this stage. And obviously, this is a legendary spirit. Phantom Balloon Boy is the exact same as normal Balloon Boy, but JJ got executed, the stage is now Omega Reset Bomb Forest, the stage is filled with poison gas to represent him disabling the vents, and he'll occasionally become invisible to represent him being a phantom. Well, now that I say it like that, there are actually quite a few differences. Anyway, this would be a novice. Phantom Freddy is represented really well by Banjo's Gruntilda ult. This guy will have the same invisibility property and stage as Balloon Boy, minus the poison gas of course. I think all that Freddy does is give the others a chance to attack, so no other condition was really needed, making him a novice. Phantom Foxy is Fox in his green alt, and he'll prefer not to move to reference him standing still in the office until the player looks at him. Poison gas will once again fill the screen, and this will be a stamina battle, meaning the player is basically on a time limit due to them constantly taking damage. Still, it'll be fairly easy, even with Fox turning invisible sometimes, making him a novice. Now, Phantom Puppet does actually stand out a slight bit from the others. For one, I'm not even entirely sure if it is a phantom. Like I showed earlier, it kinda just stands there in the hallway, reflection and all. Regardless, it'll be a tall Enderman with low gravity again, though minus a fast speed since it just kinda slowly moves around when it gets to the office. Like the other phantoms, it will still get occasional invisibility, and due to it being the most deadly of the phantoms, it gets to be an advanced spirit. Oh, and it's on the same stage as the others. Phantom Chica will be a default K-roll that occasionally becomes invisible in Reset Bomb Forest filled with poison gas, and she's a novice. Phantom Mangle is Dalmatian Duck Hunt again, though this time he won't be metal. It'll still turn invisible like the other phantoms, and this fight will occur on the same stage as the others, making it a novice. That was our last FNAF 3 animatronic, however there was one more fight I wanted to make, and that was for the spirits of the dead children. Lucas in his gray alt has the perfect color scheme to represent them. This would be a horde battle with 4 of them in total to reference the 4 that cornered William in his, final moments? Not sure if final is the right word, but you get what I mean. Since they're ghosts, they'll retain the same invisibility ability. These guys will actually be the only characters from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 to take place on a different stage, in this case being Omega Mario Bros since it looks the closest to the place William gets killed in. They would be ace spirits. Man, FNAF 3s were kinda boring, let's move on to FNAF 4. The nightmares were generally pretty easy since most of them are just sort of bigger versions than their FNAF 1 incarnations. Nightmare Freddy will feature a big banjo, however to represent the Freddles, 3 small banjos will need to be defeated before the big banjo can spawn. Since FNAF 4 takes place in a dark house, yeah, Luigi's Mansion is really the only choice that makes sense. This is an ace spirit. For Nightmare Bonnie, we're actually switching from Lucario to Incineroar. Not only is he more nightmarish than Lucario, but it'll help us make another spirit battle later on. He'll still have the bunny hood equipped and would be big just like Freddy. This is on Luigi's Mansion and is an advanced spirit. Nightmare Chica is obviously a giant yellow K-roll. I mean, the teeth on both line up perfectly. Not only will you have to fight Nightmare Chica though, but also she'll be teamed with Kirby to represent the Nightmare Cupcake, which can actually kill you in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. This is once again on Luigi's Mansion and is an advanced spirit. Nightmare Foxy is a giant orange fox on Luigi's Mansion, making him advanced. Nightmare Fredbear is pretty much the main antagonist of FNAF 4, so he's got by far the most special attributes. He'll of course still be the yellow banjo, but he'll be gold and giant. Due to his ability to appear pretty much everywhere during Night 5, he's also going to be given super speed. I was debating on if I should give him invisibility, but I think that fits better on someone else, so super speed it is. This is on Luigi's Mansion and is a legendary spirit. Nightmare is basically just a black Nightmare Fredbear. You all may think that would mean he has pretty similar attributes, however he's actually quite a bit different. A giant black banjo is used to represent him, however instead of being gold, he'll receive occasional invisibility since he's actually partially see-through. Look at that, you can even see his brain. Huh, bigger than anyone in my audience. Anyways, he'll also have super speed for the same reason Nightmare Fredbear did. I also decided to make the floor sleep-inducing. I didn't want to do this for all the Nightmare animatronics, so I chose this condition for the one I thought it fit best for. He'll be on Luigi's Mansion, and I'm only going to be giving him an ace ranking, though you could definitely argue for legendary. The final main FNAF 4 animatronic is Plush Trap. Unlike the others, this will be a small version of the main animatronic rather than a big version, so it'll be a small yellow joker with a bunny hood. He'll also have increased speed to reference him running to catch you in his minigame before each night. This is on Luigi's Mansion once again and is a novice. Now that's not the end of FNAF 4, as it was one of the FNAF games to receive post-launch DLC, in this case being based on Halloween, introducing a few new characters. Jack O'Bonnie is a character I think gets helped by being Incineroar, as its orange ult fits the color scheme pretty well. It'll be big and have a bunny hood, but will also breathe fire because of its fiery design. The floor will also be changed to lava for the same reason. This will take place on Luigi's Mansion and is an advanced spirit. Jack O'Chica will receive a similar treatment. It'll be giant orange K-roll with fire breath while the floor is lava. The teammate will be a green Kirby this time, and the stage will be, I'm sure you can guess, and it'd be another advanced spirit. Nightmare Mangle is a giant metal Dalmatian duck hunt on Luigi's Mansion, making it an advanced spirit. Nightmare Yawn replaces Nightmare in the Halloween update, so it'll be pretty similar to it. It'll be a giant Enderman with increased speed and invisibility. It's not really see-through like Nightmare, instead the invisibility is based on how it works in Ultimate Custom Night, slowly becoming visible as your mouse hovers over it. It'll also have the low gravity that's standard for the puppets, and he'll be on the exact same stage as all the other Nightmares and would be an ace spirit. Nightmare Balloon Boy is a big villager who uses up special and has increased speed for the same reason as Plush Trap, making it a novice. And our final character for FNAF 4 is another non-animatronic important character, being the Crying Child. Anyways, I think Ness and his fifth ult fits him pretty well. He'll spend the entire match running away to reference the Crying Child being a coward. I mean, come on, I wouldn't cry in a situation like this. What a little baby. This would take place on Onett to represent his neighborhood that you play through in some of the mini-games, and he'd be a novice. On to Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. Ballora was actually way easier than I was expecting, but Wii Fit Trainer fits her perfectly. To represent the mini-arenas, she'll have a team of 3 small yellow Wii Fit trainers as well. Luckily, Sister Location has a pretty distinct setting from the other games, taking place in an underground facility. Hazardless Shadow Moses Island fits that theme shockingly well, so it'll be the primary stage used for this set of animatronics. This would be an advanced spirit. Funtime Freddy is obviously Banjo once again, but in his white version. Since Funtime Freddy has the Bomb Bomb puppet on his hand, he'll be teamed with a small Lucario with a bunny hood to represent that. This would be on Shadow Moses Island and is an advanced spirit. Funtime Foxy would be Fox represented in his main ult. The main gimmick here is needing to defeat him within the time limit, as this would represent how he works in Ultimate Custom Night, where you have to see him at an exact time or else die about it. This is on the same stage as the others and is an advanced spirit. The Bitty Babs look kinda like Alph in his Olimar ult. This would be a horde battle on the same stage as the last few and would be a novice. The Electro Babs would be the exact same thing except in Alph's main ult and with a static floor, making them an advanced spirit. Baby is pretty much the main animatronic in Sister Location. She'll be represented by a big red daisy. I decided to make her big to make her stand out a bit, and she's actually pretty tall in the series. She doesn't really do anything else particularly special compared to the others, so she'll be on Shadow Moses Island and would be an ace spirit. Sister Location also got DLC down the line, which made a few new characters a bit more prominent. First off, we have the actual best animatronic ever created, Yendo. This is of course another white banjo, though just like Mangle, it'll be made out of metal. The screen will also be filled with poison gas to represent Yendo draining the player's oxygen. This is on Shadow Moses Island and is an advanced spirit. Lolbit was a character introduced in FNAF World who for some reason got a ton of extra appearances outside of that game. They'd be a yellow fox and the stage would be Omega Pac-Land, which is meant to represent FNAF World. They'd be a novice. Bonnet is basically just a pink Bonnie hand puppet, so it'll be a small pink Lucario with the bunny hood. He'd spend the battle running away, and you'd have to defeat it within the time limit in order to win, to reference you needing to hit her nose before she reaches the end of the screen. This is on Shadow Moses Island and would be a novice spirit. Now we do have one more animatronic, however to understand my battle for them, we first need to cover my battle for our final Afton family member, Michael Afton. He would be represented by Purple Mario, not only to represent him becoming purple, but also him being a security guard. I'm not entirely sure what the exact lore is at the moment, but he's basically confirmed to be the protagonist in Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, and he's speculated to be the protagonist of FNAF 1 and 3, maybe even FNAF 2. This way he matches up with the phone guy's uniform. The battle would also be in stamina mode, and he'd have super armor to represent how Michael was able to cling on to life for so long. The stage would be Omega Midgar to reference the security offices, and he'd be an advanced spirit. Now our last animatronic is Ennard, who is an amalgamation of the main animatronic seen in Sister Location. First off, you have to fight against Purple Mario again, still representing Michael Afton. After his defeat, a Metal Wii Fit, Trainer, Banjo, Fox, and Daisy will all spawn to represent the main 4 animatronics in Ennard. The stage would be on it to represent the neighborhood where Michael Afton and Ennard finally separate from each other. Due to just how many characters there are, this is a legendary spirit. On to the big one, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. If not FNAF 2, this is definitely my choice for the best FNAF game. There's just so much content here. Which means this has the most animatronics out of any game to talk about. Now most of them wouldn't have qualified, but Ultimate Custom Night decided to make like half of its roster from this game, so there's a lot to talk about here. First off, Trash in the gang is made up of Rosalina, Min Min, and Olimar, since I hate each and every one of them. Okay, no, but actually Trash was represented by a team of Kirbys in various different colors. Finding a stage for the Trash game was really hard, but I decided to go with Brinstar since it doesn't look very clean. This would be a novice. Hopi is pretty much just a small fun-time Freddy minus the bonnet puppet, so he'll be a small white banjo. As for the stage used to represent Pizzeria Simulator, I went with Omega Gamer as the interior looks fairly similar and the pencil here reminds me of Helpy using the pencil for lawsuits. This is another novice spirit. Now we have to do all 5 of the mediocre melodies. Let's run through these pretty quickly. Happy Frog is a green Greninja because he has frogs and she has ninja skills. This is on Gamer and is a novice. Mr. Hippo is a purple Greninja, though he's slow to reference his incredibly long death speeches in Ultimate Custom Night. Stage is Gamer and he's a novice. Pig Patch is a Mii Brawler wearing the Minecraft pig outfit on Gamer, being another novice. Ned Bear is Banjo on Gamer, making him a novice. There was no great character for Orville, but my brother suggested Orange Shulk since they both have a similar color scheme and they both use magic. Kinda. Yeah, anyway, nobody's favorite character is Orville the Elephant anyway. He's on Gamer and is also a novice. Alright, now we've got some actual characters again with the Rockstar animatronics. Starting off with Rockstar Freddy, he'll be Banjo in his 4th ult. I also decided to change up the stage for him just like I did with Toy Freddy, this time making it take place on Golden Plains to reference Rockstar Freddy constantly begging for coins in Ultimate Custom Night. This is an advanced spirit. Rockstar Bonnie isn't really special from any other Bonnie variant, so he'll be Lucario with a bunny hood on Gamer, making him advanced. Rockstar Chica is once again rep by Yellow K-Roll with the only items being food, however the floor hero will also be Slippery to reference the wet floor sign used to stop her from attacking you in Ultimate Custom Night. This is on Gamer and would be advanced. Rockstar Foxy is probably the most unique of the Rockstars. It'll be represented by Red Fox, but also have a small green Falco as a teammate to represent his parrot. I also want this match to spawn significantly more items than usual, to reference Rockstar Foxy giving the player items in Ultimate Custom Night, unless he decides to troll you, of course. The stage is Pirate Ship, and he'd be an advanced spirit. I have no idea what Music Man is even supposed to be, like a weird spider and human hybrid? Well, anyway, I went with White Donkey Kong as his clap moves can kind of sort of represent Music Man's symbols if you squint hard enough, so he'd prefer using up and forward smash during the fight. This is also on Gamer and is an advanced spirit. L-Chip is going to be represented by Diddy Kong, and he won't attack much as he'll be too distracted by the items, which will all be food for this match. You'll need to defeat him before the time limit expires. This is on Gamer once again and is a novice. Fun Time Chica will be represented by Falco on Gamer, making it a novice. Now I didn't need to include Candy Cadet, but I just like this guy and he's pretty easy. He'd be a battle against a team of 5 Robs on Gamer. That's because each of his stories revolve around 5 objects, so I thought it'd fit. They wouldn't attack much though, so it'd be a novice. Alright, now we can finally talk about the actual animatronics in Pizzeria Simulator, starting off with Scrap Baby. Obviously, she'd still be Daisy, though to be in her 5th ult this time to represent Scrap Baby's different look. She'd still be big and the floor would be electrified to represent the shocks in the minigames between nights. I decided to give this condition to Scrap Baby specifically as she's the one who has this gimmick in Ultimate Custom Night. The stage would be Omega Midgar to represent the Pizzeria Simulator office, and it'd be an Ace Spirit. Molten Freddy is our first and only variation of Freddy to not be represented by Banjo. I don't know why I didn't realize this when I played the games, but Molten Freddy is just sort of a mess of wires. The shape does loosely resemble Rob though, so he'll be the fighter here. He'll be made metal and big to more closely fit the look, and the floor would also be lava to represent the ending of the game where the establishment is set on fire. It'd be on Omega Midgar and would be an Ace Spirit. Scrap Trap is basically just Spring Trap, but ugly. Anyway, it'd be another yellow Joker with the bunny hood, though it wouldn't be gold to just represent the deterioration between games. His attacks will still have increased power to make up for that though. The floor will be lava here as well, as the same reason as Molten Freddy. The stage is Omega Midgar and he's a legendary spirit. The final FNAF 6 animatronic is of course Lefty. The battle would begin against a tall black banjo, obviously representing Lefty itself. After defeating him, however, a tall Enderman would spawn in, referencing the fact that Lefty of course contains the puppet. The Enderman would also have low gravity and fast speed, just like the original battle did. The floor here is still lava and the stage remains the same, making this another legendary spirit. Alright, time to move on to Ultimate Custom.
Connection terminated.
Alright, we do have one more Pizzeria Simulator character here, as it wouldn't feel right to not mention the other co-founder of Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, Henry. I mean, his speech at the end of the game is easily my favorite moment in the franchise. It legitimately might be my favorite game ending of all time, it's that good. Anyway, his spirit will largely be based on the spirit of Ness's father, since he's a faceless character only truly heard over the tapes in the game. I chose Adult Ike to represent him, not only because he's the biggest Chad on the roster, but also because his neutral special will summon fire, so he'll prefer using that move. Just like Ness's father, he'll be completely invisible during the fight. The stage would be Omega Midgar, with the floor being lava, making him an ace spirit. Okay, now let's move on to Ultimate Custom.
Connection terminated.
So you may think that Ultimate Custom Night wouldn't have any new characters for us, since it's primarily a compilation of previous games' characters. However, there are 4 here that we haven't talked about yet. Old Man Consequences is another character from FNAF World that was able to make his way into the main series. He'll be represented by Red Isabel, since she has a fishing rod, which she'll spam the entire match. The stage would be Tortimer's Island because fishin', and he'd be a novice. Dee Dee is another FNAF World character. While she technically doesn't qualify for this list, she's definitely important enough to Ultimate Custom Night's gameplay for her to be here. Being another version of Balloon Boy, she'll be represented by Villager. During the fight, she won't actually attack at all, but will instead do what she does in Ultimate Custom Night and summon others in to beat you. Dee Dee will be the only one required to kill to win though. As for who she summons to help, I decided to go with a yellow fox representing Lolbit, a small pink Lucario with a bunny hood representing Bonnet, and a small male yellow Wii Fit trainer to represent the mini Reynos. I chose those 3 as they're 3 of the 6 Dee Dee exclusive characters in Ultimate Custom Nights who can't be selected on the main menu. The stage will be Omega Pac-Land to represent FNAF World once again, and she'd be an advanced spirit. XOR is the cursed counterpart to Dee Dee, though she does the exact same thing as her in the game. She'll be Villager again, though I did decide to give her a speed buff and occasional invisibility to represent her ghostly attributes. She still won't attack herself though, as she'll have a different set of 3 bodyguards. Those are Dark Lucario with low gravity and the bunny hood to represent Giant Yellow K-Roll for Nightmare Chica, and Small Yellow Joker with the bunny hood for Plush Trap. These 3 are the most deadly or important of the 6 summon exclusives, which is why I put them with the more ghostly Dee Dee variant. The stage would change to be Omega Norfair to represent Helligan, and she'd be an ace spirit. The final UCN character comes to us in the form of an Easter egg. If you use the death coin on Golden Freddy when he's the only animatronic present at difficulty 1, you'll get jump scared by Fredbear. Considering he's basically the first animatronic, it's kinda funny how we haven't just had his standard form in this video yet. Anyways, this would be a giant gold yellow banjo. I also think it'd be cool to give him a gold giant Lucario with a bunny hood as a teammate to represent the other original animatronic Golden Bonnie. Look at them being reunited. He's so happy. The stage I chose for this battle was Omega Peach's castle. One, because I think the bright colors fit him pretty well, but also because I think the stage best fits his fantasy and fun voice line when he kills you in Ultimate Custom Night. This would be a legendary spirit. Alright, one more game to go. Let's jump straight to Security Breach. Glamrock Freddy is the best form of Freddy, and I don't want to hear any arguments in the comments. Say what you will about Security Breach as the game, they nailed this character. He'll be a big banjo that has increased power on his attacks to reference the upgraded arms he can get from Monty. I also wanted to make the floor electrified to reference the charging stations he needs to go to throughout the game. I made the stage Omega 4 side as I felt the color scheme best fit the Pizzaplex. This would be an ace spirit. Glamrock Chica will be represented by Falco, and since food is what gets this animatronic crunched, food will be the only item here. The stage is Omega Brinstar, as it once again is sort of gross looking and is the closest to the trash compactor. This is an advanced spirit. Monty is represented by Green Charizard. Originally I was going to use K-Roll, but decided to assign K-Roll to the bigger Chicas. He'll have increased power on his attacks for the same reason Glamrock Freddy does, and the stage will be Green Hill Zone to represent Monty Golf. This is also advanced. Roxanne Wolf is represented by Wolf, obviously, and he'll have increased speed. The stage would be Figure 8 Circuit to reference the track she gets murdered on in Security Breach. She would be an advanced spirit. For the Sun and Moon, I decided to go with Samus and Dark Samus since they provide a pretty good night and day contrast with each other. The fight will start with just Samus, who won't really attack, and upon her defeat, Dark Samus will spawn in to represent the Moon, actually trying to kill the player. I also think it'd be nice if the Nightmare Assist trophy spawned in when Dark Samus did, as to reference the lights going out. The stage would be on a Mega Living Room to represent the daycare area, and they'd be an advanced spirit. The Withered Security Robots would be a battle against a slow Rob on Midgar, representing the basement area of the Pizzaplex. This would be a novice. Endoskeletons have always been seen in the games, and Easter eggs like like in FNAF 2, however this was the first time they were actually given a big role. This would be a horde battle against several slow metal robs, which is a reference to the portion of Security Breach where you have to avoid a ton of these guys. This is also on Midgar and would be an advanced spirit. Withered Music Man is a character I still don't understand the existence of, but he was pretty easy to make. He'd just be a small white Donkey Kong with super speed. Omega Shadow Moses Island was the closest stage I could find to a event, so this is where that would take place, making this a novice. DJ Music Man is the biggest animatronic in the franchise, so he'd be an extremely giant Donkey Kong. He doesn't really use symbols, but instead throw stuff at the player, so his grabs will be his preferred move and will also have extra power. I thought Moray Towers at night fit his location in the Pizzaplex best, and he'd be an ace spirit. On to our final 4 characters, the major players of Security Breach that aren't Glamrock Freddy. Starting off with Vanessa. White Zero Suit Samus fits her perfectly, so it's the obvious choice here. Upon defeating her, however, a Mii Brawler wearing the Rabbid Mii costume would spawn in to represent Vanny. The stage would be Omega Foresight, and she'd be an ace spirit. Gregory is the main character of Security Breach, so it makes sense to represent him here. He'd be repped by Ness. Not only are they both kids, but we also use Ness for the crying child, and it's theorized that they're connected in some way, because of their design. Wait. Ness shares a lot of those similarities as well. We all know that Ness is Sans. Man, how many characters are connected to Sans? Anyways, unlike the crying child, Gregory will actually attack you here. The stage will be Omega Foresight, and he'd be an advanced spirit. The Blob is a character I'm honestly not a fan of story-wise due to just how much I like FNAF 6's ending, but whatever, it's important so they should be included. The 4 I chose for this fight are White Banjo to represent Funtime Freddy, Yellow K-Roll for Chica, Lucario with the bunny hood for Bonnie, and Metal Dalmatian Duck Hunt for Mangle. Those are the 4 most prominent characters seen in the Blob. The stage is Omega Arena Ferox to represent the ruins of the Pizzeria Simulator location, and this would be a legendary spirit. And of course, our final character for this video is our boy, William, in the form of Burn Trap. Due to just how much he's deteriorated, he's lost almost all of his gold coloring, so we're back to Purple Joker with a bunny hood. The stage is Omega Arena Ferox, and the ground will also be lava, since he's lit on fire for like the 3rd time at the end of this game. This would be an ace spirit. And we finally reached the end of this incredibly long video. Are you all mad I didn't make a spirit for the map bots? Let me know in the comments. I've always wanted to make a video on the FNAF series, but I didn't quite know what to make on it until I started the Spirit series, so I'm happy I got the chance to talk about it at least once. This is probably the most fun I've had making the spirits for the characters. The Minecraft one was a lot of fun as well though. This took a ton of work, so if you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Also, huge shoutouts to my Discord for helping me come up with some of the stages. Link to join it is in the description if you ever want to help me make a future one of these videos. But anyways, dry bones for Smash, and wait, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh wow, this is like the one FNAF video I did, and I didn't use a single FNAF jump scare. Huh. Well, but anyways, see you guys next time. I'm not going to add a jump scare in later, just click one of these other videos already.